Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another installment of the DFS 5-Pack Talking NBA. It is Monday, the 1st of November. Not sure where October went, but it's officially over.
Yeah, crazy. It's already November, right?
For real. Definitely for real. Like, I bought a winter coat the other day, and like in my mind, I was like, man, it seems early. And I'm like, is it? Because it's almost November and you live in the upper Midwest. Like, it's getting about to get real cold real quick right here. The year is really moving along fast.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is.
All right, guys. So click that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you're new to it. Weekly, monthly memberships, all available through the website. Let's talk about where we're going today. Start with cash game looks. So the young guy from the OKC Thunder, Josh Giddey, available at the 2 and the 3. His development seems to be a priority for the Oklahoma City Thunder, who clearly aren't playing for anything real this year. 27 to 47 DK points over his past 4. Got to like the position he's available at. You know, you're always a little scared of OKC guys because they're so bad they could get rolled. But the Clippers aren't exactly the best team in the NBA right now with no Kawhi, no Serge, no Marcus Morris or anything like that. They're not a great defensive team like they used to be. So I like Giddey. I think he'll be pretty popular tonight at this price tag. I think he deserves to be pretty popular. And he's a guy very much on my short list for cash games.
Yeah, he looks good. And even if, let's say, OKC gets rolled here, I mean, it's not like he's a guy that's going to lose a ton of minutes. Who are they going to play? Like, he's a guy they want to develop. He's going to play, I think, in any game script. He's been good. He's got GPP upside at this price. He looks good in all formats. And in cash games, I think you just plug him in and move on.
All right, moving over to GPPs. Today's cover boy, Mr. Al Horford. So if you've watched the Celtics play, he looks young. I'm not saying he'll look like that in 3 months, but he looks rejuvenated and fresh.
I mean, you say that, and I don't disagree, but he looked good when he played last year too. So, like, this could continue. Now, he's on a better team now, which maybe has only helped his rejuvenation, knowing that he's back with a team that, again, many people wouldn't think Boston is like a legit title contender, but they're right there in the East. Like, they're probably one move away, and maybe Horford's that guy if he's back in good shape. 6,500 is crushed value pretty much in every game this year. I like this game to be competitive. The Bulls are not the best team defensively. You brought up Horford early on, and he shortly became one of my favorite plays on the slate.
Again, we have a very small sample size with him on Boston and this team, right? We know he was there a couple of years ago. We saw what he could do. This is new, but he's been good in every opportunity this year. Like, he's not going to average 4 blocks a game, but he might also start making his 3-pointers.
There's no Kemba either now, who was there when he was there last.
All right, moving along down the line. So another guy, similar position, same position because Horford does have center eligibility, but he's also power forward eligible, which helps. Montrezl Harrell. So this has a lot to do with Daniel Gafford. If Gafford's out, like Lock City, all formats, we've seen Trez in this spot the last couple of games be awesome. He absolutely crushed the Hawks the other day. He really seems to be meshing with this new Wizards team. You said during the members only video, like this could change, right? Like Rui Hachimura comes back, maybe eventually Thomas Bryant, maybe he'll lose a lot of run. But right now, like, he's in play no matter what, but becomes a lock for me if Daniel Gafford is out. I'm sure he'll be wildly popular, but I don't want to miss out on another big game from him. He's been fantastic.
Yeah, usually you don't like bring guys like that are, only a priority play if someone is out and we don't know yet. But Harrell is that much of a priority if Gafford is out that have to bring him up. If Gafford's out, I think Harrell should be in every single one of your lineups you play, even if you play 150. I mean, if you want to leave him out of a couple just for random occurrences, I get that. But even at this price point, probably the strongest play on the slate. Crushing value, great spot. I mean, if Gafford's out, and it's not even like Gafford's that great, it's just all about the minutes, and Harrell continues to play the minutes he's been playing, I expect 40 plus. Like, I almost expect 45 plus.
And if Gafford's in and Gafford starts and Trez comes off the bench, like, then you get him at much lower ownership with, potentially some same type of upside if Gafford gets into foul trouble, gets hurt, or if they just don't play him very much.
Yeah, I mean, if Gafford's out, though, am I crazy to, expect 50 here?
Yeah, maybe not crazy, but I think that's getting a bit assertive. Like, if Gafford's out and Trez is starting, I expect 40.
He doesn't make threes, obviously, but he rebounds so well. Like, he's an automatic double-double if he's getting those minutes. And if you happen to, get a random assist or two or block a couple shots. That's where, he really gets there.
He's aggressive, and he looks like he was not himself last year with the Lakers because they didn't let him run that way, and he kept losing run. He'd be in and out, but they're running him big minutes, and he's productive when he plays.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned Kemba Walker, and I wanted to move back over to long shots. And, the New York Knicks are one of these teams that has kind of a variety of decent players, whether we're talking, Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, Derrick Rose coming off the bench. And I think Kemba is an interesting chemistry experiment right now. So a lot of people are down on Kemba. The perpetual injuries and everything like that has a lot to do with it, and they should. He's another guy, though. He's looked rejuvenated, fresh, and healthy the last couple of games. I mean, Kemba is a guy who traditionally, for most of his career, is around an 8K guy. Now, he's lost run the last couple of years. He's had some knee injuries, but he looks healthy right now, and he's playing really, really well. What I like about him for you guys playing tournaments is he truly is a long shot. Currently projected for, low single-digit ownership. He has provided nice value 3 straight games, and maybe that's just who he is right now while healthy. You mentioned it on the members-only video. You feel like a 15's coming soon. Yeah, that's why it's a long shot. That is a distinct possibility. They have several decent players on the New York Knicks. Toronto's a plus matchup. They're not good defensively. So if he can keep his hot streak going on the offensive end of things, a 4 straight game of 30-plus is, definitely potentially there. But it's a riskier play.
Yeah, riskier play because they got other guys that can fill the shoes if it's not falling for him. But if it is, it's a great matchup. He's crushed value recently at this price point. It's not like a complete long shot because it's Kemba Walker, but he's not going to get much love. And I like it a lot at this price point.
Yeah, I brought up 2 Knicks the other day that I liked a lot, and they were Kemba and Julius Randle. Randle was terrible. He just didn't have to do much because R.J. Barrett played a fantastic game. Kemba was also good in that game. So, that's the problem with some of these deeper teams. Like we were talking about Charlotte this morning. Like Charlotte's got so many pretty good players right now that trying to figure out who it's going to be on any given day is difficult. The Knicks are not quite to that level. It's a little bit of a shorter pecking tree, but they do have some decent offensive players. And if Barrett rolls, that can eat into everybody else. Same thing goes like Derrick Rose is going to have a day eventually.
For sure. No doubt about it.
So a guy who you don't have to worry about being the man on his team is going to be Ja Morant. And this is another one. Yeah, Morant is not a long shot in the sense that he's going to play well. We know how good he is. You're a huge fan. But he's coming in with low single-digit ownership today.
Yeah, like Kemba Walker. Like, we know who Kemba Walker is. It's not like, oh, my God, the longest shot in the world, but he's not getting much love, et cetera. Yeah, you broke it down very, very nicely. And, similar for Morant. Similar story. He's much higher owned. He's obviously got a much bigger role because he's the man for Memphis. So not getting a lot of love here because of the price point. And on a, projection basis, I get it. A lot of people would say he's not really a $9,500 player, and I have no arguments with that. However, you look at the slate tonight, there's a lot of guys like that. And in a game that I think is going to be very competitive, I think Morant's upside is real. Denver does not have the bodies to stop him. Again, he's got a big upside at this price a couple times this year, bouncing back from a tough game last time out. And I'm a huge Morant fan. I like him a lot tonight. You talked so much about how much you like Jokic on our video. It just made me like Morant more and more.
Morant is leading the league in points in the paint this year. So I think that's pretty incredible. Not that necessarily matters for tonight, but I just thought that was a pretty cool stat.
That's incredible.
So probably won't stick. I'm sure,
I think that just shows his aggressiveness.
Yeah, he's up there with Giannis and AD, and I forget who the other guy was, but I'm sure it'll come back to earth a little bit. But I mean, the guy can get to the hoop.
One thing that I didn't even mention to you, I'm saying it now, you guys are watching, but all this now changes a little bit too. I don't even know if you know this, with Joel Embiid now out. So Tobias Harris becomes more in play, and so do other guys on Philly.
Andre Drummond, et cetera,
Yep.
et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, that does change some things.
DraftKings must have known, though, because Tobias Harris is 9,100.
Maybe. So, I don't think you need Tobias at 9,100, though.
Neither do I.
So, all right, guys, good luck today.
Thanks, guys.